Today is November 3rd, and today's quote is entitled, "Love those you hate." Love the person you hate, even if you hate to love them. So where is this coming from? Well, in our forgiveness workshop, when we get to the end of it, we start doing some really interesting exercises. If you've been to the workshop, you know, and I think I've talked about this before, we asked the devotees to appreciate the person they're forgiving, which is generally not something you do when someone has hurt you. You have very negative thoughts about them and very negative feelings, so it's hard to appreciate them. And that's why we ask the students to appreciate, because it's hard to hate when you appreciate. Think about it. It's hard to hate the person you appreciate. But then we take it up another level and we say, well, you should pray for them. Pray for the well-being of the person who hurt you. That's even more difficult. And as is true with appreciation, it's hard to hate the person you're praying for. I would say, I think it's impossible, at least when you're in the act of praying, to hate them, because praying for the well-being of someone is really the opposite of hating them. And Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti means I should do what's right even if I don't feel like it. So that's why I said, love the person you hate even if you hate to love them, because in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, we do a lot of things that we don't really want to do, but they're the right things. And when we do them, it puts us in the right consciousness because it's the right action. So that's what Vaidhi's about, and that's what this statement is about. It's just this simple, condensed sutra that identifies the whole essence of what Vaidhi Bhakti is. You do, even if you do something because it's right, even though you hate to do it, and even though you hate to do it because it's the right thing, it alters your consciousness, because as we said, you can't hate somebody and pray for them at the same time. So sometimes Srila Bhaktisiddhanta would ask his disciples to praise another god brother that they were criticizing, because he knew that would purify them of the tendency to criticize. Of course, when you're criticizing somebody, it's very awkward to praise them. It doesn't come naturally. But he would ask them to do it, and he said, well, first, before you criticize, praise them. He wanted to change their mood, and once they praised them, he wouldn't let them criticize them. He said, okay, that's enough, the meeting's over. I don't want to hear about it, because he wanted to kind of get his disciples in this mood that we should honor, we should praise, we should appreciate. And obviously, if someone has hurt you, it's really hard to do. And I'm not saying that I can do this and I've mastered this and I'm telling you what to do and it's easy. All I'm just saying is it's what we're supposed to do. Now, if we study the character of a Vaishnava, we will see that you can't really be a Vaishnava and hate somebody, as Vaishnavas do not hate anybody. They may hate what people do, but they don't help hate the people. We're dharmic. We know what is right. We know what is wrong according to Shastra, and we may hate the action. But a Vaishnava doesn't hate anybody. He's paradukha dukhi. He feels for the suffering of others. So even though people do bad things, and they're very sinful and so forth, the devotee doesn't hate anybody. So it's important. It's an interesting realization. Just think, if I'm really meant to be a Vaishnava, I can't hate anybody, and I have to at least be kindly disposed toward and try to help the people that I really hate, because I don't really hate anybody. There's no place for hate in the heart of a Vaishnava. There's only the place for helping, but maybe, yes, hate the sin, not the sinner. That's the idea. So love those you hate, even if you hate to love them. And apply that to anything. Love this action you should do, even if you hate to do it. Just do it. And by doing it, it's going to change you, and you will then start to love the action. That's the idea. Hare Krishna.